Hello everyone, welcome back to part 3 of a 4-part replay between Rohjinwook and Czech. Right now we have a massive amount of bears. Czech coming in with, what is that, 7 bears, 6 bears, 2 Druids of the Claw, and perhaps more bears still being trained. I thought I saw 8 bears at one point. So it's massive amount of bears against the caster mortar army of Rohjinwook. Rohjinwook does have a lot of spellbreakers, and those spellbreakers would naturally be a really strong counter. And now here comes another fight. Czech trying to come in. Roar quickly being stolen. Pandaren Brewmaster getting a Drunken Haze. Another Breath of Fire. More priests are going to go down to that damage over time. Down it goes. And now that Pandaren Brewmaster getting feedback right now. Trying to take down some of those scout towers. Pandaren Brewmaster sitting, using that potion of invulnerability at that very last second. Going to probably use that potion of mana. Try to get a Drunken Haze and a Breath of Fire off on those units. Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire hitting across all those units once again. And Staff of Preservation to pull that Pandaren Brewmaster out of harm's way. Down goes another tower, but Rohjinwook is now trying to build an expansion over here as there's double arcane towers over here. Right now we are still sitting at tier 2. Rohjinwook does not have access to knights or griffin or a third hero at this point. Archmage sitting at level 4, massive amount of mortar teams, and currently getting upgraded as 1-0. The blacksmith sitting over here, no additional upgrades right now, sitting at 600 gold and 1,000 wood. Meanwhile, we have Czech sitting at 100 gold, and army size is 73 versus 76. So Rohjinwook has a small advantage at this point. Fairy Dragon going to be taken down most likely. No, able to escape. More spellbreakers stealing more rejuvenation and more unit and more more roar. Mortar teams trying to come in. A lot of damage once again being dealt back out once again. Pandaren Brewmasters, that Breath of Fire has pretty much been nullified by the massive amount of spellbreakers. All those spellbreakers pretty much stand as a front wall, and that Pandaren Brewmaster has a very, very difficult time getting to those casters unless it has potions of invulnerability, and he has already burnt through a full 15 seconds right now. Rohjinwook is now doing the tower walk with these scout towers, just continuing to press forward with more and more scout towers right now. We have what is that, an archer currently being revealed, as there is an arcane sight right there, so I don't know why that archer is just still standing there. And right now we also have the paladin trying to push in against that Tree of Life. Archmage may get to level 5 at this point, trying to take down, but right now quickly coming in. Warden quickly getting casted on slow. Holy Light trying to save more of the damage. Archmage seeing that level 5 right now, may drop some level 3 water elementals. Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire hitting across a lot of those units, and a nice Dispel magic. So dispelling magic and removing that Breath of Fire damage over time. Warden trying to move back once again. Rohjinwook just playing beautifully at this point. Archmage and Paladin with some sorceresses and water elementals trying to push back around even more. Right now, Czech also, Czech still sitting at pretty much no gold at this point. So Czech is having a hard time. The main gold mines have been mined out already, so no gold left in that main gold mine anymore. Archmage now going to perhaps buy a scroll. What is he going to buy here? Scrolls of Healing? No, Tome of Retraining, and selling all the rest of his items. So Scroll of Healing and a Tome of Retraining. That means that we are going to be having some lots and lots of Blizzard, and that is going to be very, very important. We also have a Scout Tower being built over here. What is... I thought I heard mortar teams attacking. No, just bears. Bears are trying to take down another Gigantuan Sea Turtle. Sea Turtle will be taken down. Tree of Eternity, we have that this expansion down here as well. So Czech has True Shot Aura. Not picking up that True Shot Aura, that's a little bit of a surprise, as he does have some Dryads right there. Right now, we also have that Paladin continuing to try to creep out, not picking up Gauntlets over Ogre Strength +3. That's probably just a missight, as he probably would like that Gauntlets of Ogre Strength +3. Right now, we have that Warden sitting at level 4. And now we have those mortar teams just shelling out damage to these main buildings right now. Ancient of Wonders coming back in, and now we have Chimeras. So Czech using Chimeras as the counter to those mortar teams will be a good counter, as I believe does the Chimera, I'll have to check if it does magic damage or siege damage, or I think it does both. Anyways, it will be able to focus down those particular mortar teams pretty effectively. Paladin now sitting at level 3, almost level 4. Most likely will get to level 4, going to grab a Robe of Magi +6 for additional Holy Lights. There it goes. and perhaps going to pick up that Gauntlets of Ogre Strength +3. Archmage now sitting at level 5 has level 2 Brilliant Aura, level 3 Blizzard, and now entangling this gold mine to the south. Check trying to get some additional lumber at this point. Going to have 3 gold mines entangled. Meanwhile, Rohjinwook getting another expansion here. So this is going to be a mass expansion game. And these peasants are going to start repairing in just a moment. Warden trying to take down some of these peasants. Warden taking with that anti-magic shield, blinking away, and now trying to take down that peasant. Down goes that peasant once again, and now using that staff of teleportation to come back away, taking some no feedback damage. Once again, we have the Pandaren brewmaster in a little bit of trouble right now, being forced to use that Squirrel Town portal. Blizzard hitting up a lot of those units. Is he going to take down a bear? No, doesn't take down any bears right there, but that is a lot of damage to be dealt. But where did the Squirrel Town portal go? Did the Squirrel Town portal, it happened over here, so that's a lot of low hit point units, and this slow is still being casted, so Cheka is going to lose 2, perhaps 3 bears in this position. 1 bear, 2 bear, and there's going to be a 3rd bear, down to 300 hit points. Staff of Preservation saving it, and now more Blizzard being casted, but those Spell Breakers just don't care. Right now we have the mortar teams trying to take down that Tree of Eternity. Tree of Eternity trying to desperately run away. Mortar teams are just raining shards right there. Down goes that Tree of Eternity, down to 171 hit points, being repaired by as many wisps as possible right now. 175 hit points, just hovering about around 100 right now. Anti-magic shield we had a Fan of Knives being casted, and that Warden should be able to take down more of these units, but the Spellbreakers are now going to be coming in, and now Blizzard being casted, so those wisps are going to be forced to be running away. Down goes 4 wisps and that Tree of Eternity right now. Chimeras are now up in the air. Chimera dealing that magic damage, going to try to focus down some of those mortar teams. Paladin sitting at level 4 will be able to get a Holy Light off on that Archmage if he needs it. Archmage does have that Potion of Invulnerability on him currently, trying to run back again. That single Chimera will not be enough to take down all those mortar teams right there. Perhaps if they had a Bloodlust. No, nice Breath of Fire trying to take down more of those units. Chimera still trying to continue to fight. Chimera trying to run back right now. Very, very low hit point Druids of the Claw. And now that Chimera, with slow being casted, will not be able to really counteract those mortar teams, as those mortar teams are able to outmove, and it's going to take 2 to 3 shots, and the mortar teams will be able to just be microed at this point. Right now we have a Tree of Life currently being built by Czech. Czech has all the tech buildings that he needs, but is it going to really be enough? Czech sitting at 67 over 80, and Rohjinwook, I think, is going to take this game, still sitting at tier 2. Mortar teams and Spellbreakers continuing the fight, trying to slow that Chimera. That Chimera slowed an Archmage down to 400 hit points. That Archmage most likely going to go down. Unfortunately, down it goes. So Archmage now down at level 5. Staff of Teleportation. Warden and 73 hit points, 64 hit points. Going to be trying to run away. 23 hit points, 25 hit points. Able to escape. Archmage resurrected at the tavern, trying to fight back against these Druids of the Claw right now. And now Paladin sitting with a lot of mana, trying to fight back, able to use a couple Holy Lights. So one Spellbreaker does go down as this fight continues right now. Archmage getting enough mana eventually for a Blizzard in just a second, but that Pandaren Brewmaster just hit level 6. So we're going to have Earth, Storm, and Fire momentarily. We have Tome of Strength +2 and Flute of Accuracy still being left behind at the one of the expansions of Czech. So Czech should decide to pick that up at some point. And now Pandaren Brewmaster, is he going to pick up a Clarity Potion? Should probably pick up a Clarity Potion for that Earth, Storm, and Fire if he decides to use it. And now a Blizzard coming in. Tree of Life is not going to survive very long, as that Paladin and the Spellbreakers coming in. Once again, it is cancelled, and now the Hippogriffs are coming back to try to counteract those flying machines right now. Warden sitting at level 5, Pandaren Brewmaster sitting at level 6. We have a lot of bears being built, and now pretty much every single gold mine except for the head and the tail of Turtle Rock have been used at this point. So are being used. Scout towers still being Scout towers still around the map. Towers are plentiful at this point. More towers being built over here. Those towers are not upgraded, however. Flying machines trying to move off to that north side, trying to make sure that there are no expansions. Paladin trying to come in. Paladin in a little bit of a precarious situation. Low hit point bear. And we have a nice blink and a a Fan of Knives, and more slow being casted. Paladin gets a Holy Light off on that Archmage. Archmage once again casting more Blizzard. And bears are going to go down. 1 bear, 2 bears go down, and once again trying to pull back out right there. Archmage being slowed down a little bit more, and And now that now taking that feedback damage, Paladin was resurrected at that tavern, most likely going to be using that clarity potion. Yeah, going to try to pull back out as that Archmage, maybe get off another couple more blizzards. Right now, with that Paladin, it's the level 5. That's pretty much going to be GG. And now, right now, Rohjinwook getting level 5 on that Paladin. 600 hit point Holy Light is just so much damage to try to get around. Right now, that Archmage is sitting at level 5, almost level 6. Stay tuned for part 4 and the conclusion of this replay between Rohjinwook and Czech here on Turtle Rock.